For many of us, working from home has become a reality over the last months. Though clearly home office is not without its own challenges. Direct interaction with your colleagues and clients is now much harder than before. Also, you need to motivate yourself and find your new rhythm while working at home the whole day. On top of that, I recently conducted a survey on my LinkedIn page asking you whether working from home has improved or not improved your subjective work-life balance. And here I must say it was quite interesting for me to see that almost half of you said that working from home actually worsened your subjective work-life balance. So welcome to another coffee break here on my channel Firm Learning. My name is Heinrich and on my channel I want to help you to become successful in the first years of your career. And in today's video we are indeed going to talk about working from home, about home office, and I want to share with you 3 tips what you can do to improve your working from home office experience. But before we jump into it, let me introduce you to the sponsor of this week's video, Vidyard. Vidyard is a free-to-use online tool which is designed for young professionals, among others, to review goals and align projects with their colleagues and just making working from home easier for them. But now let's start with the 3 tips and let's get into it. My first tip is on how you communicate while working from home. And let me start by reflecting on the differences from being co-located in an office with your colleagues or clients versus working from home and not having this direct interaction with your clients or colleagues. Because indeed what you can do if you're all co-located in one office is just to walk by the desk of one of your colleagues, have an informal conversation, invite them to a coffee and just talk to them. And indeed those members of the Firm Learning community who watch this channel since the very beginning might have also seen this video on the golden consulting rule, which is walk, talk, write. So in the old times you were told that usually you should always try to walk by a client, to directly talk to the person. If that's not possible, you try to talk to them on the phone, for instance, just calling them. And only if this is not possible as well, only then you write to them. And I hope the reasons are quite obvious. If you want a refresher on that, I will link this video somewhere above here for you to check it out. But clearly now in the times of working from home, the walk option is now not possible anymore, and also talking is more difficult because you cannot have these more informal conversations. You will need to always schedule a meeting, book an appointment to then jump on a video chat with one of these people if this is what you want to do. So to overcome this, at least to some extent, one thing that really made a difference in the company where I currently work for as Chief Revenue Officer are tools that help you to, in a quick and very straightforward way, create videos about you talking, create videos where you can show certain things, how you do things, add explanations, and then share these videos with your colleagues. But now think about that, like typically the hurdles to do this are quite big. While your laptop might have a webcam, you will usually need specialized recording software to create videos. Then you will need editing software to combine the videos with maybe some other picture feeds or screen recording feeds for which you might need additional software as well, just to then create the video. And then you will usually need some type of hosting solution where then you can distribute the video to and then share it from there. This of course makes it quite complicated and really increases the hurdles of creating videos for you to really share with your team and just simplify communication. Therefore, I'm very happy that the creators of Vidyard decided to sponsor this video on this topic and thereby also contributing to this channel, because they created a tool that helps you to do exactly that. They have a Chrome extension which is free to use and which you can use to very easily create videos of yours, potentially also picture-in-picture videos where both your screen and your picture feed is recorded, where you can then really show certain things. Let's imagine you have a big Excel model where you want to point out a very specific problem that you are facing. What I also very much love about this is that this way of working often helps you to avoid unnecessary meetings. Because now instead of you just scheduling a meeting and then blocking this time in both or all the calendars that are involved, now you can just create a video and then everybody can watch it at their own schedule whenever they have the time to do so. But now instead of me talking about it, let me just show you how Vidyard works with this little demo. So this is the Vidyard website on vidyard.com, and the first thing that I would recommend you to get started with is to download their free Chrome extension. So if you click on here you can see that you can download it and that it is completely free indeed. And I already did that, which is why I added it here to my extension bar. And if you then click on that, you can see that there are 3 options that you can choose, and all of this is part of the free version. You can record your screen and cam, just your screen or just your cam. So currently here I have the screen and cam option included. You see that here now the input from my laptop webcam is inserted. And if I now click start recording, then indeed here I can choose whether I want to record the entire screen, window, or what exactly I want to do. Let's just go for the entire screen. And then I can start recording indeed, and now it gives me this timer, I guess. So now I am recording, and for instance now I could demonstrate you the different features of Vidyard. So this could be now anything, a spreadsheet that you are showing to your colleagues, or you could maybe also show something to clients of yours. Maybe you are a marketer and are having a sales conversation with clients. You want to demonstrate what you can do for them just to show off your product. This surely will be quite helpful. And now if I'm done doing exactly this, I just click here again on the extension, and now you can see that the video here is already appearing. Now I have different options how I can, for instance, customize it with a thumbnail, so like a little preview picture. You get a link that you can share, but now you could go on sharing it, here getting the link. So let's just copy it, can here change different things that you can do with password protection and so on. But let's just leave it here in the free version with the very simple copy link to share it, browser tab, then this is what I can do indeed. And now here I have shared my video, I can start it, and colleagues, clients, friends can get access to exactly this. And now back here to the library. So while there is a pro version of Vidyard with even more also pretty great features, the free version that I'm currently also working with here is already quite powerful, and it offers you unlimited uploads, unlimited hosting. So really everything you need to use a tool like Vidyard to really simplify your communication with your team, hopefully avoid unnecessary meetings. So Vidyard really is a great tool to just walk through your project ideas more quickly, ask and iterate with your teammates for feedback, and really also avoid misunderstandings based on that. So I hope you were able to see the value of using a tool like Vidyard for the communication with your team, because I clearly do. And once again, they have a free Chrome extension that you can use to do the very same thing that I just showed you. So if you want to try it out yourself, there is a link to this free Chrome extension in the video description below. Tip number 2 that I would like to share with you is learning from meeting cadences that were frequently used in consulting, and how these could apply to you, to your team, to really help you to work together more closely with your team in the times of home office, where you cannot just walk by your team's office just talking to your colleagues if you have a simple question. And specifically the format that I'm talking about is daily team check-ins and daily team check-outs. So this is a format that was very frequently applied in consulting. So as the project lead, you would set up every single morning, usually around 8:30 a.m. or something like that, a team check-in where everyone from your project team comes together, shares his or her priorities for the day, discusses what all the individual consultants are working on, and potentially also get input from other teammates that might be relevant to the tasks of other colleagues in the team. From my experience, this proved highly effective to align everyone on the mission and make sure that all the important tasks are worked on. And in a similar way, the daily check-outs are being used, where then usually around 5 or 6 p.m. you would come together with your team. Everybody would give an update what they have been working on, and potentially also what they intend to still work on later in the evening. And of course then this also as a project lead might be used as an opportunity for you to potentially help some of your teammates to reprioritize their tasks. If you feel like a person would have still lots of work to do that evening, maybe you can just talk and understand what the things are that really need to be done this evening, and what maybe the things are that also have time to be completed tomorrow, the next day, or later that week, to make sure that everybody's not having too much of a hard time during the day. And especially in my last role after consulting, where I worked as a CTO in an SME German retailer, once you were hit by the new health situation that started last year, this is really what we started to do every single day in the leadership team, this daily check-in just to get us all updated. This really worked very, very well for us. And I would just encourage you to check this out, try this out for your team as well, if this is not yet something that you already do. The third tip that I have for you is to reflect on your team norms and team values while now moving into this new direction of home office and working from home. It seems to be very obvious, at least to me, that if you want to be successful as a team in this new environment, you cannot just continue with the team norms and team values that you had and that maybe also worked very well for you prior to this new situation. What worked quite well for me in the past is to get together with your team and do a session where you all reflect on what the new norms, what the new rules are that you will need as a team to succeed. Let me share one very specific example from my prior conversations, and this was the value of over-communication. So in my last role, we came together and came to the conclusion that a crucial new norm that we wanted to establish was over-communication. And this was created out of the observation that after a couple of months we realized that the number of misunderstandings, the number of miscommunications seemed to have increased due to the new situation. Clearly, if you struggle to really talk to people face to face, it might be more difficult to you to also reach out and look for these more informal communications, maybe just check-ins at the coffee bar where you can just have a brief conversation with your colleague, asking if all the things you discussed in the last meeting were well understood. These things are, of course, missing now, and it is even more important, therefore, to compensate this and to communicate even more, namely to over-communicate, as we have then called it. And specifically what this meant is that the responsibility on a task being understood, on an important point being shared and reflected by everyone in the team, is now even more on the sender, on the communicator than before. And here I also made the experience that a tool like Vidyard can really be tremendously helpful to avoid miscommunication. Because instead of just writing a message or maybe saying something in a meeting, you can share your thoughts in a video, actually sharing what you mean and showing what you mean with very little effort. So for instance, one thing that you could do is after a meeting, you can record your main points in a video, potentially also show exactly the things that you mean, maybe in a document, in a file, on some web page on the internet, and then share this video with the teammates that you're working on, just to make sure that you are over-communicating indeed and avoid any misunderstandings in the team. I trust that this can go a very long way in really bringing you together and making sure that you can work also remotely in a highly effective way. Now I would love to hear from you. What are your favorite home office or working from home tips? I would love you to write that in one of the comments to also help other fellow watchers here in the Firm Learning community. As always, if you took any value out of this video at all, please hit the like button for the YouTube algorithm and also subscribe to the channel to stay up to date on all my content. I now once again want to thank Vidyard for sponsoring this video and thereby contributing to the Firm Learning community. And if you would like to use the free Chrome extension from Vidyard, check out the link to it in the video description. If you want to see even more from me, I'm also active on other channels such as TikTok, Instagram or Twitch. Feel free to check out the social links in the video description as well. And there you will also find a sign-up link to my regular email newsletter where I also regularly share updates about consulting and career topics. Thanks to all of you for watching. My name is Heinrich from Firm Learning. I'm releasing new videos every single Saturday. So see you again next week. Bye bye.